Welcome to I Am Care, I Create. Today we're doing a tarot reading with the Thoth deck for Aquarius. But before we do that, let's do a meditation. When one become two, what will you do? What is what is, and what is everlasting abundance, unity, and connection. Perfection. 11:11, the mirror. I love God. And God loves you. Thank you, angels. Beloved you are, blessed you are. Thank you. We ask that the Christ consciousness reflect through us from our higher self, through our thoughts, through our words. Recognize them in our heart center and move and drive us to our sacral center. Connect our heart and our lower bodies to our dantian. And then manifest through our root chakra. Solar plexus. And solar plexus to our sacral, through our root, manifest through our root all that is in resonance with a Christ consciousness, the light of discernment upon ourself, so that we can grow and understand the mirror more clearly. Thank you. Beloved you are, blessed you are. Thank you. Amen. So Aquarius, before we do the reading, let's do an overview of Aquarius. If you were born between January 20th and February 18th, your main sign is Aquarius. Everyone's made up of many signs, 12 or more, and if you know your birth time, you can see a list of them. So you're not just one sign, but this is, if you were born in this time frame, this is your major sign, your sun sign, and the element is air. It's a fixed sign, because there's transmutable and there's fixed, and the transmutable are more they're flexible, and fixed are more solid. The colors that represent the sign are light blue and silver, sort of air. The day for this sign is Saturday. The rulers of the stars, Aquarius, of Uranus, and Saturn. The greatest overall compatibility, Leo and Sagittarius. Lucky numbers 4, 7, 11, 22, and 29. Some qualities and traits of Aquarius. Their strengths are they're very progressive, original, independent, humanitarian. The weaknesses runs from emotional expression, temperamental, uncompromising, aloof. Aquarius likes fun with friends, helping others, fighting for causes, intellectual conversations, a good listener. Aquarius dislikes limitations, broken promises, being lonely, dull or boring situations, people who disagree with them. Aquarius is born are shy and quiet, but on the other hand, they can be eccentric and energetic. However, in both cases, they are deep thinkers and highly intellectual people who love helping others. They are able to see without prejudice on both sides, which makes them people who can easily solve problems, although they can easily adapt to the energies that surround them. Aquarius is born have a deep need to be sometimes alone and away from everything in order to restore power. People born under the Aquarius signs look at the world as a place full of possibilities. Aquarius is an air sign and as such uses his mind at every opportunity. If there is no mental situations, they are born and lack a motive to achieve the best results. They're bored and lack the motivation to achieve the best results. The ruling planet of Aquarius, Uranus, has a timid, abrupt, and sometimes aggressive nature, but it also gives Aquarius visionary qualities. They are capable of perceiving the future, and they know exactly what they want to be doing 5 or 10 years from now. Uranus also gives them the power of quick and easy transformation, so they are known as thinkers, progressive, and humanists. They feel good in a group or a community, so they constantly strive to be surrounded by other people. The biggest problem for Aquarius born is the feeling that they are limited or constrained because of the desire for freedom and equality for all. They will always strive to ensure freedom of speech and movement. Aquarius born have a reputation for being cold and insensitive persons, but this is just their defense mechanism against premature intimacy. They need to learn to trust others and express their emotions in a healthy way. It never fails. Now that we've done an overview of Aquarius, we can get back to our reading. Touch every card for Aquarius. Archangels, please give us a reading for 2020 for Aquarius. And make sure they're all in the upright position. If one comes out flips upside down, we know it's definitely definitely see that one's right upside down for a bit. Now, shuffle until one pops out. That one wants to be a higher self in the now. Wealth. This is a 10 of Pentacles. Material card. Ooh. In the past, heart, truth. And that's the 2 of Swords, which equalizing of energy. That card right there feels like it wants to come out there. And Fortune. All the cards are in the picture. Oh, Prince of Cups. Thank you, angels. And Fortune in the heart, future, and cards are coming out fast. And Prince of Cups. Oh. Wow, we'll keep going. Yeah, that one wants to come out. And the botched, and the higher self, future. No. Put it back in. There it is. Gain. Yeah, manifest in the past. And that's the last one. For Aquarius. And then I flip it over, and science, and the heart, and the Emperor. And it obviously wants to lean towards fortune. I like to arrange them in the circle. Make sure they're all in the shot. So what are we looking at here? We have on the higher self, in the past, and this is in the mind, the mental thoughts, change. In the past we've been focused on a lot of change, and this is going for the 2020 yearly outlook. Change. So this could be the beginning of the year, or just what we've been dealing with the year before to move us through to into 2020. Change in the mind, truth in the heart, and gain, manifesting gain. So we've been witnessing a lot of change in our thoughts and change around us, or wanting to change. Obviously, in love, there's been a strong connection and an equalization of energies. It's definitely, truth is a self, within the self, a line of thoughts equalizing or balancing in the daily structure or mental attitude, or balancing between a relationship or a dynamic between others or two groups. Just finding a balance. It doesn't mean there couldn't still be tension in that balance, but there's a balancing. And usually they all happen around the same time, because what happens within us is mirrored externally. Usually because our thought train is pushing that. If we see a truth, if we see balance, it's because we've usually manifested it within ourselves and in our external world. And then we have gain. So there's been a lot of gain in the past year, or we've been seeing a lot of gain, whether it's ours or in a company. That's what's been manifesting. And then higher mind, wealth is on the mind in the present. So there's a lot of material things you're thinking about, you have to deal with, that you have. the heart center of the reading has to do with science and the Emperor. So this looks like the heart is focused on a strong discernment of, I feel technology. I feel nice. For some reason I feel this is technological, and it's bringing fortune or a lot of change, or an outlook of a positive fortune in the heart space. So we have a truth that's related to the fortune, and the truth in the past, and then there's still some science or some discernment that's on the heart. And this card, the Emperor, is a strong card. It's one of the major arcana, and it's an event that's happened or will happen. It's happening in the present, or the main course of 2020. That is very impactful. And you see he's holding what looks like a ball with a cross on the top, but for some reason it looks like a bomb to me. It's the holy bomb. And I remember I'd just seen a movie, bomb that has Christ's blood in it. And it's like a holy relic, and with the Christ, the blood of, or the blood of Jesus. And that would be, if that thing went off, there'd be an explosion of understanding. And the science is usually discernment through understanding, trial and error. So something to do with technology, trial and error, and good fortune, all based in the heart. The Prince of Cups. I'd like to look up that Prince of Cups in this situation, reflected with wealth. It's a very regal, coming in, wind and water, air and water, Prince of Cups. So, with this wealth, which is a lot of gain, you're reflecting sacrifice and dedication. So this wealth came with a lot of sacrifice and dedication. Connect with the upper self. The status of the Lord crucified on the cross equals return to Father. That's why I like that it's got the cross, and it's got this like, this is like the king of masculinity in the Thoth deck, the Emperor well, he's the Emperor, but he's a red fiery energy, and that's why I associate it with wands. But it's not a wand card. And then the light of it is love, sympathy, sincerity, and warmth. So with this dedication, you need love, sympathy, sincerity, and warmth. This has to do with the understanding of the wealth that you have. It could be related to the wealth of people around you, or a family situation with a home. And then the shadow, which you want to use as discerning tools, and look out for being selfish, lack of sensitivity, and innocence, the bridge between emotion and reason. And I like to look up the I Ching quickly because I feel that states a lot. 49 hexagram, revolution. The 61st hexagram, extremely sincere. So maybe this person has been proud and they've become soft during this year. The softening of the sign. Which in gain creates more wealth in their life around, I think, family. Maybe this abundance has given more time for the people they love. And in the present, they're taking up the characteristics of this card. And that's how it mirrors, as the more characteristics you take up of this card, the discernment qualities of this card, the more you loving, sympathy, sincerity, and warmth, the greater the reflection of wealth. And then in the future, in a higher mind, we're seeing debauch versus the Queen of Discs. And debauch, let's quickly look that up, is it's a cup card. It's a 7 of cups, and it's like the mind is thinking of something festering, something that's not healthy for their situation. They're focusing on something that's not healthy for their situation. And it's reflected with the Queen of Discs. There it is. So, some points of this card are drowsiness, longing, escape from reality. Dissolve the state of dullness, find treasure under the rainbow. Warns of false hopes and promises. The shadow, desire, lust, falling into muddy or false pleasures, lie and mistakes, and tempting sweetness of short joys. So the higher mind is looking for something else, because it's longing and escape, and it's becoming from a feeling of a feeling of dullness, of not seeing the wealth that they have, or just their minds wandering off of it. And it's reflected with the Queen of Discs. So I'm going to quickly see what the reflection is with the Queen of Discs. Because the disc is, of course, material, or manifested, and then this is in the manifested. So it's a feminine characteristic, but again, she's looking away, so she's not looking at. Some say she's looking over her kingdom and her wealth. But she's distracted. Wands and discs. Queen of discs. So compared to debauched, we have the Queen of Discs striving to have material assurance. Family makes a stable and safe foundation. Feminine luxury, full of fertility. Enchanted woman makes frustrating, freezing, barren. Emotional life is strengthened, united with all forms of life and matriarchy. So it seems like there's a feminine presence, which is like the more unconditional, grounding presence in the life of the sign of Aquarius that should be the focus and is manifested probably from the past, but then they're looking outward, they're looking at other things instead of focusing on this, and it's just the state that they're in, and the heart is dwelling on fortune. So it seems like probably they went back from family to work. Their minds back on work. At the end of 2020, they had great success in the beginning, and then they had a great reflection with their family life or loved ones. Maybe they got to express their work, and they were never 100% off their work. They had a bit of a balance, but then they went aloof in their thoughts. But they have this grounding presence. It definitely seems like Aquarius has a nice 2020. And if a heart's in the manifestation of fortune, then the wheel of fortune, then let's look up fortune too, just to get a nice little ending of this. This is another arcana, things that happen to you, an event that's going to happen at the end of 2020. Get some more insight on that. Developing and continuous decline, alterations, endless change, new beginnings. Purpose, accept fate, understand the purpose of life and the transformation of lower things on higher and higher things. Unexpected change of events, luck, ideas about karma, worse changes, fate theory. The calmness and spirit rise through deep self-knowing and accepting the purpose of life. So when this card shows up, these are qualities you need to keep in mind about the situation and events that are happening around you, that you need to understand that what's being reflected without you and the things that are happening around you are to teach you lessons about what emotional things and mental things are going on between you, and the balancing of the mind and the heart are this powerful force that are manifesting our external world, and we're doing this in a group fashion. So we're manifesting, our energies are pulling things in, as well as all the people around us are pulling these manifestations in, and that balance between within our masculine and feminine and external masculine and feminine energies, it needs to be well understood of what's happening when you have the fortune card, probably creating an event, positive or what we discern as negative, but it's there for us to discern more carefully and take steps forwards. And some people will blame this on karma, which there's thousands of years of energy entwining before us, or before this conscious perspective. So that energy may be in play, may be manipulating it, may be less distant. It may just be, well, it's all accumulative, but it may be something we did or said in a certain moment from an emotional event that was meant to happen so that this other event will happen, so that we can discern and grow from that event. And maybe it was from thousands of years ago, something resonated with us wrong, or maybe it was just moments ago something resonated with us wrong. Or it could even be for the positive. It could be something that is so exciting, and to watch ourselves and make sure we're not becoming unbalanced because we have this great gift given to us. If you feel you have a big purpose in life, you don't forget that and get sidetracked by other things when you have that wealth. And I think that's... let's do some more mirroring. Check the time. 22:22. Let's do a quick mirroring of some of these cards. The truth versus the fortune. So because the fortune can unbalance things, the fortune card can make things unbalanced. The reflection of balance versus unbalanced. The gain versus change. Change usually means that something's passing on. It's also change can also be a form of unbalance and balance. But this mind change, creating gain in the present. That's just a motion of energies and how they're reflecting each other over truth. The change, that there's a truth, creates gain, and the gain and the balance creates a change. So this seems more like a dynamic of the truth is a change, and the truth creates gain. And then we have wealth mirroring the Prince of Cups. This air and water energy, just a lot of emotional feelings in this card, and tenderness over the wealth, and from another point of understanding of the heart being a masculine state of almost rulership, ownership, and an understanding of that is creating the mirrored reflection of wealth and an emotional, I'm saying happiness for some reason, emotional contentment in the moment. It feels like there's almost like in 2020, in mid 2020, there's a very powerful emotional a moment with family or wealth, some form of wealth in the material energy. It's not a thought. It's manifested and it's emotional. And then we did the Queen versus debauched around definitely. It feels like a very positive year for Aquarius 2020. They have an early recognition that they need to change and create a balance, and that helps them through the year to do a lot of manifesting of what they want. They get a little distracted at the end of the year. But they have a strong foundation. By the end of the year. So thank you very much. Beloved you are, blessed you are. I'll end this beautiful reading here.